It's time for Throne Game with Ryen Russillo.
Yeah.
House and I played on Sunday night just because it was right after the show.
Can I get just sort of your vibe where you were at with it after the fourth episode? Because I didn't get to listen to it.
They feel like they're in a hurry. So, there was a lot of questionable strategic moves out there.
We didn't understand how the dragon was killed, why it was kind of a 40-minute mark blip in the episode where it's like, oh, she lost another one of the dragons. The dragons were kind of built up as a big deal. It's like if Brady goes down 8 minutes into the 08 season, I'm not just moving on to the next scene right away. Like the dragons were the great equalizer and we lost one. Also, we didn't know that the arrows could kill the dragons like that so easily.
Why were dragons were they overhyped for years? Like, you could just mop them with a well-constructed steel tip.
Well,
and then we didn't understand why she didn't want to engage shooting fire and why she didn't bring the dragon behind the boats because all their arrows are faced one way. Just go behind them and just blast them with fire. Take them all out.
Yeah. So that was one strategic thing that we thought was all questionable.
And then the ending was the other strategy.
Whole deal.
Thing.
Well, no, Jon Snow telling his sisters about the family thing.
Yeah.
And then Sansa immediately telling everyone.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Right.
I need you to promise me that you won't tell.
Snow's got that Tebow thing where he's always out of breath, no matter what. Like with Tebow, I'm like, Tim, just settle down.
Take a breath, man.
Take a breath.
Have a glass of water.
Get your breath. Like recess is over.
We didn't like that he trusted his two sisters, neither of whom like his girlfriend.
Yeah.
With some dramatic information that could completely transform everybody's destiny.
Not
a great idea.
And he made Bran tell, I have something to tell you.
Yeah, the king of
Bran,
comedy.
tell them.
Bran. I think he was worried the king of comedy was gonna spill the beans on him. So he was like, I'm just gonna get this out because that fucking guy, he's just sadly staring into the distance, waiting for his eyeballs to run back again.
I'm glad they had a party because you feel like if you take out the dead, like you need a little, you're gonna blow off some steam.
Absolutely.
Right. So like that made sense. Like I was kind of going, wait a minute, they're just gonna walk around and go about their day? Like that doesn't make any sense.
No.
I was like, no, okay, so now they're gonna have this party. But I gotta tell you, like, I don't think Lannister was drunk enough for that one. Because
Tyrion?
No, Jamie.
No, Jamie.
Oh, Jamie.
Yeah. You saw the movie made.
Like, what kind of mead are you drinking? And I just felt like he's just been my favorite for such a long time that I was little taken back by the whole thing. And then they had this like weird, complicated relationship.
You don't think the V card? I'm sorry, keep going.
Whoa.
House.
What? That's an attractive thing to some sick men.
In the 1300s, that's a rarity.
You know what? We're getting called out for calling it the 1300s because people wanted to point out this is an alternate world.
Oh.
So it's not the 1300s, it's an alternate world. But
It's
that's all
whatever
right.
I want
I've
it
said
to be.
1300s too.
It's whatever I want it to be, and I've chosen to say that
You know
it's
what
in
it
the
doesn't
1300s.
seem like? Is it's in the future. Okay, so I think you still might be safe there. I don't know. Like Brienne of Tarth, that's cool. I just felt like her and Tormund were a better fit. So like that kind of threw me off.
But it said you were saying that Jamie wasn't drunk enough to step to her. Is that the
I
point?
don't think the Jamie I know. That's all I'm saying.
She looks good on the red carpet.
I mean, his heart's with Cersei.
Yes, I get it. But I mean, so there's that part of it. Here's the thought. Euron Greyjoy.
Yeah.
Hot. Yeah. Good
Hot?
looking.
He is
Good
good
looking
looking
man.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like the Ironborn get a real bad rep because they probably don't bathe. And a lot of your stuff when it's around the ocean water is going to stink anyway. We all know that.
Yeah.
And I just, all of a sudden, I'm looking at him kind of running this Navy and he's aligning himself with Cersei. And I go, is he underrated? Are his looks underrated? Discuss.
I think he could use some Crest white strips.
He's got those nice blue eyes, though. Nice blues.
Handsome
on him.
guy.
Yeah.
Cersei's made it seem like it was a step down for her. I'm not as convinced. The guy runs an army. He took
Navy.
down. We saw him Navy. We saw him take down a dragon.
He's got
He's
missile
the last
launchers.
Lovejoy standing.
He's really got
Greyjoy.
missile launchers.
And by the way, played by Pilu Asbeck.
Pilu aspect.
Yeah, from Copenhagen. I'm a huge fan of all the guys, the actors. That Mads Mikkelsen guy or Mikkelsen, whatever.
Which one is
he was Lafiche, the Bond villain who had the blood dripping eye.
Okay.
He was terrific as Lafiche. He was in Arctic, which I recently watched. Big fan of those guys up there doing their thing. So shout out. But I feel like for years, Euron Greyjoy is this disgusting human being, and then I watch him with his boats. That vest, it's like a Barbados one. It's
strong.
You're usually better off waiting until the stuff goes on sale at Barbados. But I just, I don't know. I thought it was worth bringing up. But the dragon thing is, here's the deal. They knew that it was a better story if they didn't have 3 dragons mopping everybody. You know what I mean? Like when you can't just write the show and be like, hey, we got 3 dragons and we're really smart about the way we use them and we're just going to mop every single army. So they had to keep taking the dragons away. So I'm sure the guys are just like, look, to make this more realistic, if the flying dragon love scenes aren't real enough, we'll take a dragon away from them. So now they only have 1 dragon. But I don't think that Cersei, when they beheaded Grey Worm's girl, not being disrespectful to her, I just can't remember her name, Maricela or whatever it is.
Sunday.
Maris what?
Missandei?
I like Grey Worm's girl. I knew who you were talking about.
Miss Sunday.
Miss Sunday. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever.
Sunday.
I just, sometimes with headlines now, you want to be respectful and inclusive. But I just, I feel like there was no way they were just going to let them parlay and talk it out. And now it's on. And I think, man, they've got 2 episodes to do this all over again. I'm starting to wonder, like, what will be the ending? Because it has to be something. It can't just be Daenerys sitting on the throne with Jon happily ever after.
She's going to die.
And a Starbucks cup next to her.
Did you get any Starbucks? Did you guys do any Starbucks content?
We didn't know about it. We didn't happen until Monday.
Yeah, we saw it the next
day. Do you feel,
or late Sunday
when something like that's happening on social media, do you sit around and be like, all right, can I have a venti dragon blood? No, that's not funny. This whole cup is a mood. Oh no, that seems a little overused. Like, do you feel like you're left out? Like, I got
dragon breath latte. No,
yeah,
damn it, that didn't work.
I gotta come up with a Starbucks Game of Thrones tweet before I leave.
It is funny how we've turned into a nation of stand-up comedians on Twitter.
Yeah, everybody feels like, well,
get your one-liner off about the Starbucks cup.
Yeah,
who's next?
Well, look,
here we go.
I like it. I'm just a dumb guy in Washington, D.C. I appreciate the cleverness of the Twitterati.
I'm not against it. I'm just pointing out everybody had to do their line.
That's the thing. Is my point is you feel like you're like,
I feel like you have to contribute.
Yeah, like how, what? Like, okay, venti, grande, what's grande?
Lattes.
That's you boys. That's you ABC boys. Always be contenting. Some of us could just sit back and enjoy it.
If you watch Mad Men a second time, the continuity stuff there is all over the place because it's constant cigarettes and drinks. They had no chance. They just had to have been like, hey, there's going to be times where guys get a full, J and B going, and there's going to be a time where it's empty and the cigarettes are going to be all screwed up and stuff's going to be happening.
Right.
And so when you watch it a second time, it's all, so I don't like, for people that do the people that are down on the show, like, I'm still enjoying the hell out of this show. Okay. And I'm excited about what the end is. I know that they're going to have to do something that I think pays off in a less predictable way than some of the other stuff to this point. But for people to go like, oh, this show sucks and those guys don't care, they left a coffee cup on the set. That's just.
Well, I know you're a writer. I'm sure that's frustrating for you. Like,
people are actually starting to think this is serious.
What, the writer thing? What people?
Couple writers. They're like, wait, did you sell something?
Yeah, you the writers room, you get it.
I mean, I want in on
somebody
this.
has that thing.
I know I'm just a guest, but I do want to ask Ryan a question as a writer.
Okay, let's hear it.
This is gonna be so bad.
Why didn't Cersei kill Dany? She has her whole army with the advantage of everybody convened from on top. The arrows are cocked. Just take them all out.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think that's what she would have done. Like,
who wouldn't have done that?
No, I'm agreeing with you.
Oh,
I just
okay.
said I don't.
Cersei,
I don't think
where's
Cersei-
the honor? Just
as
kill
a
him off.
writer.
Yeah, she was done. She whatever guild of honor she belongs to, like she stopped paying dues a while ago.
Word.
But again, this is us doing the stupid shit at home. Where you're like, why don't you just kill him? Okay, is that what you want to have happen? You just want that to happen at the end of
As a
episode
matter
4?
of fact, yes. That's what made this show so great over all these seasons. The Red Wedding was like, oh my God, all these characters that I'm invested in, all of them all at once are dead. They're all dead in one
could have
fell
taken
swoop.
out. I
Now
think
what's going to happen?
a Theon murder or Tyrion murder, I would have been all in on.
I'm
It
surprised
almost
we
happened
didn't.
twice.
We didn't lose somebody big in the last 2 episodes that felt really big. But then maybe that's, maybe this is the kind of thing, as a writer, where they've already planned this out. And
Well,
it's going
so-
to come together. But there are apparently these leaks going around right now, and people are losing their minds. But
Just
I also
don't read the leaks.
No, I'm not reading them.
No,
but
not
I'm
you.
reading
I'm saying people out there. You
but
don't have
I'm
to click
reading
on the
the
leaks.
reaction to leaks. But I also remember one time it was leaked that Brad Pitt was going to play Bob Marley in a biopic, and that went over really poorly on social media. Like, people being like, I can't even. And like for 2 days, people were convinced Brad Pitt was really going to play Bob Marley. And let's just say some people were really upset about that.
So Game of Thrones has been about swerves this entire time, right? And it seems like this is headed toward too easy of a conclusion. It makes me wonder what the swerve is going to be.
Okay, what's a guess? Give me a swerve guess,
So
because you're right.
I have one from my buddy J-Bug, which I'm going to get to in a second. As you know, a noted Game of Thrones scholar, the J-Bug.
As a writer,
I'll give you this one right now. He said
Has he ever written
everyone.
anything?
he wrote this text.
My buddy J-Bug says everyone's been waiting for the climactic Arya kills Cersei scene, but it would be classic Thrones to have that occur off the chessboard. Sansa and Arya are a nasty scheming duo. The leaking of Jon's true identity. After Dany torches the place, she'll be hated. Jon will be the natural replacement. With Sansa getting what she wants, a free north of control. They're creating calamity behind the scenes, kill the hot Missandre, leak Jon's identity, make Dany look unfit and irrational. And here's J-Bug's theory. It was Arya that ordered Grey Worm's girl to be beheaded because Cersei is dead and she has taken Cersei's face.
Whoa.
That'd be a swerve.
This is making me feel like I'm at the Willie Nelson concert again.
Doesn't Arya have one more I can exchange a face card left on her Starbucks card?
That's a Kyle question.
Kyle?
I didn't know we were counting. I thought she was just done with the rules. Right?
Yeah, she kind of betrayed them.
Does that
Yeah.
sound realistic at all to you or no?
I could see it. I mean, she's done it like twice already. So
So we're going Mission Impossible here, or just you think it's like, face mask again.
Face mask. So the other thing I was thinking was, Tyrion's been like the worst GM of all time. It's him or Billy King are the two worst GMs that have ever lived. Just over and over again. It's like, hey, we should do this. And that ends badly. Hey, let's do this. No, we can trust her. And every piece of advice he's given to Daenerys for the last basically season and a half has been atrocious. So the thinking is he a double agent? Has he been working for Cersei all along? Another theory.
she hates his ass, though. Doubt it.
I'm rooting for it.
Yeah, but if she's a double agent, why would she send Braun up to potentially kill him with the crossbow?
I don't know. I'm just throwing out theory. Why did he trade Gerald Wallace for a top 3 protected pick?
They only like 3 guys in the draft.
It's bad GM, Tyrion.
What do you guys think of the Back to the Future theory?
What's that one?
That the Daenerys parlay encounter with Cersei happened 10 years ago. Little Inception.
I can't follow.
How would
the
that
timeline.
happen?
Bullshit.
You guys know?
I'm calling bullshit on it.
So that preceded the White Walker fight.
Yes.
Hold on. Let's read Magic Johnson's tweet after the Throne Show. So excited for 2 more episodes of Game of Thrones! Exclamation point.
Only one exclamation point. That's bull.
This shit is litty.
So, do you think Jamie and Brienne and Tarth, they'll never see each other again, or does that circle back?
That just feels like one of those weird nights.
That's it?
Yeah.
So, do we see her again?
I don't know, but the timeline got really stretched there, and people had a hard time with that. And it's like, well, okay, boats take a long time.
I don't
especially
understand that part.
Okay, but you know how long it takes to oar a boat? Like they're rowing that shit. That's going to take a while.
Dave, this
Is
season,
oar a boat even a phrase?
This
I don't think
season
that
and last
is.
season, people seem to be able to get from point A to point B like really quickly. Because remember, like it was second or third season, Jon Snow's just traveling, and he runs into the wild people, and that's just episode after episode. They're just kind of hiking, and it never ends.
Yeah.
In this episode, Daenerys is like, "Hey, we should go see Cersei," and then they're there like a scene later. It's like, "Hey, we're here."
I didn't have as much of an issue with that, but I think the swerve thing is the thing that I keep trying to figure out, because like Dany on the throne with Varys just being her aide is like, okay, that's basic. It has to be something like
Varys has already double crossed her ass. He told Tyrion.
I just don't trust bald eunuchs. Is one of my things. They have that.
He's in Jon Snow's camp now.
He'd be like a do not draft.
Do not draft.
I'm telling you, I think I said this on Sunday. I think this is Sansa's world. We're all just living in it. I think Jon and Dany are both all cooked up. They're going to be dead. Sansa's going to be sitting on there.
So Sansa gets, that would be a crowd favorite, because first of all, everybody loves her because how cool she is on social media. But I'm not saying that's what the writers should be doing. But it'd be a crowd favorite, and all the stuff like, was it Arya or somebody that was like trying to give her a hard time? And she's like, "Are you serious?" Yeah, that was actually last season, because I was rewatching some of the last season, and Arya's like, "You have no idea what I've gone through," and Sansa's like, "Excuse me?" Like Ramsay Bolton.
Yeah.
Ever look at his LinkedIn?
Yeah.
You know, so. Or a ZipRecruiter, I meant.
Nice.
I think that would be something that would be like, she went through all of this stuff. She always wanted to be a queen, you know, and she went about it in the way that she was told to do it, in the traditional way. And then it's a real powerful moment. A female's winning this show.
Agreed.
There's no way a man is winning this show.
Agreed.
Not a
Do
chance.
you think Cersei, when she took over the Brooklyn Nets, went to Kyrie and said, "Demand a trade, work your way to the Celtics, and destroy them from within, and then we'll sign you in the summer of 2019. Take their dragons away." No?
That would be Sean Marks.
Sean Marks as Cersei. He targets Kyrie 2 years earlier.
Do you think
Kyrie, here's what we want you to do.
Do you
We
think
have
Jon,
a max contract waiting for you?
Jon Snow, like with his first 3 picks, would take Giants, and they'd be like, "What are you, David Kahn?" And he's like, "No, I just, you know, like, where I see value on the board, like, what's wrong with Giants?" But like, you can't only have 3 Giants. You got to house them. There's feeding issues. They're gonna eat. What are you going to put them in a tent? You can't just put a fucking giant in a tent. Like, you got to think about canopies and like big.
Take a 10-year-old girl.
You need for
judo
every
skills.
giant you need 10 regular people, and you have a team with just 3 giants. People are just going to run around them with sticks.
But one of those giants lives in giant Spain and is going to stay in giant Spain indefinitely.
Right. So Snow could be like, "I didn't even know the 3rd giant was moving down here."
Can we do winners and losers from the second dragon dying? Winners, all the cows, because those dragons go through like what? How many cows a day?
20, 30 cows a day.
20
cows a day.
I'll tell you, there's some rejoicing in cowland.
Sheep herders?
Sheep herders.
That business just got safer.
What about the people that clean up dragon shit? Because dragons take big dumps.
We don't see
I don't
that.
think anybody cleans up that shit.
Oh, you don't think? How do you think the dragon shit?
They shit and it stays there.
Big
Everybody
giant
walks
dragon
around it.
shits.
Imagine dragon shits would kill people.
Yeah.
Like
What?
if they hit a little
Hot
1 year.
dragon
I don't think
shits.
they shit when they're flying. I think they shit when they're on the ground.
Oh, that's true. What if they shot when they were flying?
That's my point.
People
That's how
like
you-
just it's
that-
like
then you
raining
could kill
dragon
somebody.
shit.
Yeah.
They should have thrown that in. They have the CGI to do that. They should have
Just
done that.
one. Just a
One
reminder.
dragon shit, like Jon Snow's buddy Sam,
I
killed by
if Tarly-
dragon shit.
If Tarly dies, it's not soon enough.
Which character are you most afraid is going to die that you're the most attached to?
I love the Hound.
Yeah.
But he'll be dead. There's no point in keeping him around. Surprised he made it. I mean, he could have been a more established character that died in the battle, and you've been able to move on. I mean, you know, you can do whatever you want with the storyline there, but with not having the Hound, they'd be fine.
Would you go different hairdo if you're the Hound? Maybe go high flat top.
I think
Kind
the
of
Hound
own this Burns face.
Yeah.
versus trying to cover it up with like the comb over.
I've got a really good buddy named Mark, and he said something to me like 10 years ago when, I don't know. It's back to when we were all single. And, we were talking to girls, and he was talking to some, and I was like, what are you doing over there? It's kind of early to set, the tempo you're setting here. It feels a little early.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, what am I supposed to do? Wait around till it's later when it's like more competition? He's like, if I have a read, I have a read here. And
take a shot.
Yeah. And he goes, so if I find somebody who's interested in me this early, I got to make sure I follow up on that. And I was like, well, yeah, I know, but like all the guys are in town and that kind of stuff. And he goes, hey, Ryan, because I have never been a girl's number one choice in a bar in my entire life. Ever. He's like, I'm not a bad looking guy, but I know I've never been the number one guy ever. So that's the adjustment that you have to make in life. So if you're the hound,
yeah,
he knows, like, if I'm going to some stew and port bender, no one's ever going to go, who I like is the guy with half his face burn off.
So why not own it with the high flat top?
Yeah, because I think you kind of can comb it over a little bit, and I think that was kind of the style then. So I actually think credit to the hound. No, he's trying to stay stylish and not letting the burned skull get in the way of it.
Or maybe like just a really thick hat that maybe is pulled down.
He's just hat guy all the time.
Yeah, like one of those hats they wear in Russia when it's really cold out.
So the ear flap would cover
the
half
ear
his
flap.
face.
Right.
The ear flap hat would be good for the hound. House, who are you most afraid is
How come
gonna
they
die?
can't find a seamstress to put that together? I mean, it's fucking cold all the time up there.
By the way, he couldn't have asked Melisandre, the Lady of Light, to kind of throw him a bone. Yeah, before you walk into death again. Could you just fix my face?
Right, before you kill yourself and walk off.
Could you touch my face just for 3 seconds?
Just a concealer or something?
Concealer.
Imagine if he had one of those hats, though, in like episode 5, and everybody, like one of the scenes in Game of Thrones is like, have you seen how good the hound looks? It just doesn't even make any sense.
He's lost like 10 pounds. House, what character do you not want to die?
I feel like this might test our friendship. This might be there's a line here, and I don't intend to challenge it. I'm not trying to take advantage of the fact that I have a birthday coming up or any of the rest of it.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. I don't care about any of them now. They could all die. The whole episode, a meteor could hit their fake world and they all be dead. There hasn't been nudity, any significant nudity on the show in several episodes. And so as far as I'm concerned, Game of Thrones can be over and just put me out of my misery.
No, that's not true. Braun had it going pretty good with a little party there in the first episode.
But again, many episodes have passed since then. I just haven't had my...
We watched the episode on Sunday.
You heard of Google?
I like being surprised. I like the surprise. Let me have my... I'm at an advanced age. Give me my little pleasures. Is it too much to ask?
He's turning 50.
Give me my little pleasures.
It doesn't take much. We were watching the show Sunday and they showed the card at the beginning with like, this episode contains adult language, violence, and there was no end. And House goes, God damn it, son of a bitch, where's the end? No end? Really? He's yelling at the TV. My mom's in the other room making meatballs for us. It was the best. Classic House. So House doesn't care about anybody.
That's true.
You know what I would like to say, though, big winner that we left out? The Dothraki.
How are they the winner?
They all got wiped out.
The fact that there was a few of them hanging around at that party in episode 4, I was like, wait a minute, you guys, come on.
It's all good. You're all good?
Like
the 20,000 people you lost?
Come on, guys. Like, where were you guys?
I mean, speaking of tactical miscalculations, she sent her whole crew in to get slaughtered with the holding back the dragons. What about laying a little cover fire?
We didn't like that.
What are we talking about?
Didn't like that.
Been covered. I'm a military, not historian.
I have a controversial
tactician. It's a hobby.
My favorite character is Arya, and I don't want her to die. That would bum me out the most. But my number 2 favorite character just purely for comedy's sake, is now Bran. I fucking love every
Bran for
season.
life.
I'm
I
so
agree with you.
excited.
It turned at 180
I
for you.
turned.
It's just so.
He's so bad. He's so depressing.
I'm hashtag Bran for life. I agree with you.
Brandy Downer, like just fucking.
You should
kills
go
me.
as Bran for Halloween next year.
It would be great. Well, I'd probably
No, you
somebody would
cannot
get
do
mad,
that.
right?
You can't do that. What are you get in a wheelchair?
No, but you could dress up without the wheelchair. Just
wouldn't
walk
have the
around in
same
the Bran
effect.
outfit with like
yeah, nobody's gonna
white
know who the F
contact
you
lenses.
are.
Could wear white contact lenses, so you just have
And-
white eyeballs.
And what? And walk around?
Yeah, in a Bran outfit.
Yeah, but you'd have to lurk.
Just being super weird, creepy,
Yeah, you
and
just-
judgmental.
You would check in on kids that were trick or treating in your neighborhood, and you just like creep up, sidle behind them quietly, like, "You guys getting candy?" That actually would be worse than you in a wheelchair. So
No, you'd walk around with a chair, and then you would sit down in it, and then you would
Like a
just judge
folding chair,
people.
just-
Yeah, you would just judge people, and then say things like,
With a
"You're
blanket
thinking about
over
your
the front."
ex-girlfriend, aren't you?"
Yeah.
Just like, what?
The
Who are
things-
you?
The things we do for love.
I could solve all your problems, but instead I'm just going to sit here outside and freeze.
Every my whole life's in the past. Every time he's in a scene, I'm delighted.